What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fish and GrubbZ. This is going to be a short and sweet episode this Friday. We're going ice fishing tomorrow. I know I've said that in the past two videos. That's because I recorded both of them today. But today I'm going to show you how I like to rig up my tip-ups for big fish. Alright guys, there's a million different styles of tip-ups. There's these ones here, you got this style here, come out like this. You have this style here, just like that. But they all, in my opinion, should be spooled up the same. Now, to start, most of the time when you buy these tip-ups, they have the hand line already on. If you have to buy the line for that, you can look it up online. There's multiple different types, but you want some thick, basically braided line that you can hand line the fish with. Alright guys, so the first thing we are going to do is show you my number one trick for rigging these things up. After this thing has been spooled up all the way, what I like to do, I like to take a button, folks. That is right, this here little button. And what we're going to do with that button is we're going to put it on the hand line. And that's the first thing we're going to do. Why do we put the button on? Well folks, we put the button on so we can mark the depth. So once we find the bottom, we use a sounder, we drop the hook down to the bottom, we figure out where the bottom is, we put the button where the bottom is, then we move the button at about a foot forward, and then when we're done and we wrap this all the way up, put the button right there like that, so we know we're exactly high enough off the bottom to where we're going to get bit. We don't want our bait sitting on the bottom. We want it about a foot to 2 foot off the bottom. So I'll find the bottom. Say the bottom's right here. I'll take this and I'll move it up just like that. And that's where I want, that's the distance that I want the bait up off the bottom. I'll wrap this baby up here and I'll put it just like that, so it's in the same spot every single time. Next step is to tie a uni-to-uni knot to your braided line. So we have 65-pound braid. Give us fingertip to shoulder length. Then we're going to go ahead and tie a uni-to-uni. We can go more in depth on how to do this in another video, but let's just go ahead and get this done. I always like to do the thinner line first, and the thicker line second. Now we have our uni-to-uni knot here. We're going to clip our tag ends. Now, the rest of the knots that I like to tie are polymer knots. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my leader line. I like to use for big fish. We're going after largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, and maybe some bigger fish. Also, I catch big crappie, big perch, pickerel, everything on this line. This is 20-pound fluorocarbon. That's what I like to use. The fish really don't see the line down there, especially the big fish. They're not going to see this fluorocarbon line. There's a whole article where Gary Yamamoto was one of the first professional fishermen to really get into using fluorocarbon, and that's pretty much all he uses. He uses it for a reason, because the fish don't see it. And you can use higher strength, higher pound test and get away with it. You don't have to go finesse all the time. So right here we have VMC barrel swivel, and we're going to actually tie the leader to the swivel first because we're tying polymer knots. If you like tying other styles of knots, you can do that. But I like the polymer because it's easy, one, and it's super strong because we're going through the hook eye, or the swivel in this case, the swivel eye, twice. So, quick polymer knot here, boom, boom. Now, if you don't do the polymer knot first, and you attach the swivel to the braid first, and then you try and do a polymer knot on the other end, it won't work out because you won't be able to pass it through. It screws up the polymer knot. So you gotta do it here first. Now once we have our leader, then we can attach this via another polymer knot to our braid. But before we do that, we need to put on our bullet weight. We're gonna use these heavy metal tungsten weights that we got these Bad Larrys in that mother load tackle box, and we actually just got some more VMC ones. These are a little bit heavier for when we're using monster shiners. We can change this out. So we're going to put our bullet weight on the braid. Then we're going to tie our polymer knot. Cut our tag end, pop out. That is that. Last but not least is the hook. Now for hooks, I got these really cool Owner 1.0s because they're ridiculously sharp. I also really enjoy 1.0 to 2.0 octopus hooks. You can also use wacky rig hooks. Lately I've been on a VMC kick. I went to Dick's today and all they had for VMC wacky rig hooks were the weedless ones, and that is not what we want. Now the reason why I go with the octopus hooks or the wacky rig hooks is because you don't need to set the hook. You really just lean into the fish. There's no need to set the hook. These hooks are super sharp, and if they have the hook in their mouth, all you really need to do when they're spooling that line out is stop it and gently lean into it. You do not need to set the hook. I've seen so many people rip the hook right out of the fish's mouth. That is not something you want to do. So last but not least, we're tying a polymer knot to this hook. Super sharp Owner hook that just went right into my finger. And that's it, folks. Got the tag end. Boom. So what we got set up here is the button on the main line, the hand line, uni knot, bullet weight, polymer knot to the barrel swivel, 20-pound test leader, and your hook for the live bait. And that, my friends, is how I set up my tip-ups to catch big bass and other big fish. We're not going for small fish with the tip-ups. Catch the small fish with the little tungsten jigs jigging, and that's all the fun we need with that. The tip-ups for us are meant for big fish, and that's how we go about it. Maybe this season we'll even get our first pike on the ice. That is something I really want to do. Also, maybe we'll get our first laker. Who knows? We're going to try. We are definitely going to try. So, all the traps are set. We got new hooks on the ones that need new hooks. We've got everything ready for tomorrow. I am jacked up. I'm going to edit this, get it up and ready, and hopefully get some shut-eye, because we are leaving at 1 in the morning. But we are prepped, ready to go, and I cannot wait to get on the ice. Guys, thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. We'll catch you on Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Fish on.
Don't finna jump for the shit. All top when I speak, all cap with the speech till they caught up in the rapture. I'm so out of line with the phrase game. Let's take a break, been a long day. Hit your line, what you fall through with the light sticks. Maybe help me spark the ideas. We got nowhere else to go, it's only up from there. I've been on my own, just running through the field. Say vivid for the ears, I know that's how they like.